I'm praying that this video will get to everyone who this message is going to be aligned with. And the people who I'm intending to find this video are the people who are ready to step into a space of offering something beautiful to the world, who are ready to step into a space of teaching, of leading, of birthing something beautiful, birthing a project, or birthing just anything that feels aligned with them. It can be music, it can be art, it can be anything. But they feel paralyzed when it comes to being seen. They feel paralyzed when it comes to doing the things that they really want to do. And they're having a hard time with getting things off the ground. You may even have put life coach in your bio. You may have even put healer in your bio. And things may be going good, but you feel like there's another level. Maybe you're an artist, but you feel deep down that there's something even more profound that's going to come through you. Maybe you've had so many visions and meditations or dreams that you know it's up to you to step into. And maybe you've been doing all the manifestations, the affirmations, all the other things. And I see you. I see you. I see you putting a toe in the water and telling people just a little bit of what you've been through. I see you putting a toe in the water and almost putting a blanket over your own fire. You want to teach, you want to come forward, you want to create something, but you dull yourself. You're afraid of being too sharp. You're afraid of being too triggering. You're afraid of being too much or maybe too little. And so then you try to force fit something over you. Blanket terms, blanket labels. Oh, it's about self-love, or it's about abundance, or it's about this. No, it's actually about your specific story. And so, yes, how to actually become your own guru. I'm going to talk about that today. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Ifákóredé, and right now I'm helping visionaries build their legacy. And I'm actually helping you move into a space where things are easy, where being seen feels like being embraced, where you know that your magnetism is going to require an equal dash of hate and an equal dash of love. And if you're not equally hated or loved, then you're just neutral. And so every single thing you eat, right? What do I mean by that? We're neutral to how the outside world wants to say or view or do whatever. We eat it and we keep on going. It doesn't really affect us. But if you're deeply afraid of failing, if you're deeply afraid of maybe your parents or your family or whatever finding out, or maybe you're afraid of the people who maybe have a character or role in your story coming out and saying that you're lying, this is for you. The strongest form of therapy is telling your story. The fastest money spell is opening your heart. The easiest way to shift in alignment with the blessings, the destiny, all the beautiful things that have your name on them is shifting into authenticity. And so I want to go back to what I first said, then we're going to tie all this into how to actually become your own guru. So sit tight. The deepest form of trauma healing, the deepest form of therapy is actually telling your story. And the way that we release shame is by talking about the very thing that brings us the most shame. When years and years ago, I started my Patreon in 2020. Years and years ago, I used to do sacred moon circles. And I did them all the way up to last year. And at first, the sacred moon circles, we would meet on every full moon. The sacred moon circles just started off as a safe space for people to share. And especially for somebody who pours into someone else, this is constantly pouring into other people. This is a very beautiful space because you just get to be heard and seen. And I had so many people who I end up meeting in person in my international retreats. We did Thailand this past year. We did Costa Rica 2023. I had so many people come on and talk about such profound, deep things. Addiction, assault, all these other things, all these things, all the things that they've been through. And they just allow themselves to cry and be heard. And telling your story to any capacity is going to be your best therapy. Because the things that you deny within yourself, the aspects of your story even, that you don't want to admit to, are the very things that possess you. Because they control everything that you do. They control how you interact with people who you meet. They control how your conversations go. They control what things you go for. They control how much you express yourself. They control everything that you do. They control the relationships that you maintain and the relationships that you run away from. They control everything that you do. The shadow blooms in the dark. And so when you continue to ignore your shame, for me, it was being arrested in 2018, February 7th, being homeless after that, and having to pretty much start over. Please read the community post if you haven't already, where I tell my story. I've told my story over and over and over and over and over again at this point. And also, if you want an abbreviated version, if you just want to listen to it, the most popular video on my channel is If You're Seeing This, You Made It, and I talk about my story there as well. Telling your story offloads the burden of self-judgment. Telling your story offloads the burden of self-resentment. And if you allow yourself to just talk, what also happens is that you connect deeper with your emotions, especially the ones that you have been looking away from, suppressing. And so there's so many people who wake up in the spiritual space and they're like, oh wow, I'm a chosen one, or I'm this, or I'm that, I'm healing, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And we start to eat so much information, we start to read all these books, we start to do X and Y and Z, and you really want to step in a space of being a teacher because you're so excited about what you're learning about. But there's so much that you haven't addressed within yourself because you're really afraid that if I really want to step up and be a teacher, then that means I have to have it all figured out. I have to have all my ducks in a row. I have to know how to heal this, how to solve this. But within the expression is the healing. Because within that expression, you have to actually go within your body and be present with how you're feeling, and be present with your emotions, and be present with all the things that have come up, that are coming up for you right now. And you become your own guru by being conscious enough to shine the light of consciousness on the shadow in the back that you've been ignoring. And so many of us are asking or saying to ourselves, I'm gonna wait till I have the right camera equipment. I'm gonna wait till I have this or that to tell my story. But the fact of the matter is, especially if you feel this call to teach, especially if you're building something beautiful, especially if you have created something or want to create something, the fact of the matter is the time is now. Because if you want to reach that solution, if you want to reach that space of finally, I have come to a better relationship with myself, you have to start to tell your story. You have to start to tell your story. Right now, you are dulling yourself. You're terrified. And trust me, I was too. I got canceled in 2020. They said, oh no, there's no way this girl could be online and saying this and that and leading meditations, and how dare she? Everybody has to know that she was in this fight. Everybody has to know that she's a terrible person. I got canceled. But when something is real for you, when something cannot be taken away from you, this call that you feel within, this thing that you know, this is my purpose. This is why I came here. God gave me a second chance because I was meant to tell my story over and over and over and over again. No one can take away that truth. I'm gonna bring a little sprinkle of Ifa into this, okay? When I got my hand in Ifa in 2023, and when I learned that one of my Orisha is Ogun, it all made sense to me. Because then the more and more, Ogun is not just the warrior spirit of Ifa. Ogun rules our ability to tell our truth. The truth. It made more sense to me because the more and more I told my truth, the more abundance I was receiving. The more blessings I started receiving. I didn't start to make really beautiful, even bigger containers. My containers didn't start to be more and more abundant, not just financially, but also spiritually, until I started telling my story, until I started leading with the thing that brought me the most shame. You become your guru, your own guru, not by reading all the books. Books are icing on the cake. Books are icing on the cake, my love. You become your own guru from learning from your own experiences and not just saying I have it all together, but being honest. Again, if you feel this call to teach, you feel this call to step up and really do something beautiful, you know in your mind's eye, you came here to be something, we all have. You cannot lead with this energy of I know it all. You have to lead with the heart. There's gonna be times where, yeah, you do know a lot. But there's also gonna be times where you don't know it all. There's gonna be times where you're still questioning things. There's gonna be times where you're still figuring it out. And you have to be willing in those moments, in those times, to be honest and still bare your soul. Because only when you actually surrender to your presence, to your emotions, can awareness expand even farther into all the areas, all the shadows of your own psyche. And if you're saying, why I'm doing all these affirmations, I'm doing all these things, I'm doing X and Y and Z, and I'm still not getting my result, is because you're not addressing what's within. It's because you're not addressing what is within. The heart chakra, the anahata, is not just the space of truth and authenticity, it's also where we enter the light body. The anahata, when we look at the map of which chakras enter or allow us to enter specific portals beyond this physical dimension, the heart chakra is deeply connected, and the map or the way through into the astral realm. And so how is this all connected? Because many times in your dreams, the truth is revealed. The anxiety that you have about certain things, the fear that you have. Why do dreams always show us deeper aspects of ourselves, of our own subconscious? Because within the astral, in order for you to enter the astral, you have to go through the heart. And in the heart, there is no lie. The heart is not about anahata. We water the anahata energy down by saying it's all about loving yourself and self-love. The truth of the anahata is that truth. The energy of the anahata is and. I want to be a leader. I am a teacher, and this is my truth. And this is what I've been through. And this is exactly what I have to offer the world, but I'm gonna be honest, this is what I haven't figured out. What I haven't figured out, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, what I haven't figured out is how to really establish authority in my field. And I know it's gonna come, but I'm tired of people calling me girl. I know y'all think I'm like 21. I'm tired of people calling me girl. I'm tired of people almost talking down to me. What I haven't figured out, maybe it's in another initiation into Ogun that I really need to sit with. Maybe I need to sit with my Ogun even more. What I haven't figured out is that aspect of authority that I know I need to step into. I know what is destined for me. And sometimes it comes out, sometimes it comes away, but it's coming away enough for people to call me girl, and I don't like that shit. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The shield of Ogun comes out and it's like, oh no, how dare you? That's what comes up for me. And so I want you to understand that becoming your own guru is not about the books. It's about honesty, and it's about leading with your story. And if you want more abundance in this life, financial abundance, prosperity, abundance of connections, of love, people cannot love you if they don't know you. People can't see you. Get healer out your bio. Get life coach out. Get life coach out your bio, babes. Because these are blanket terms. What specifically have you been initiated into? What specifically have you walked through that only you can speak to? What specifically is your story? What specifically are you healing? What specifically are you moving people through? You define that for yourself. And when you get really clear on exactly what that is, and you're honest, this is the frequency that I'm moving out into the world with. This is exactly what I'm doing. When you're honest, then everything starts to come together. But you have these titles in your bio and you're wondering why people aren't booking with you. Why the things that you put out, they're not that successful. It's because you're not leading with your heart, you're leading with your head, and you're leading with what you think that other people want. You can't lead with that shit, babe. You're ruining your foundation, you're ruining your legacy by not tapping into your heart and not leading with your truth. Even how messy it is. You can't lead with I know. You lead with I. And if you found this, then you're ready to be seen. You're ready to step into this space. You're ready to actually be a purposeful leader. You're ready to actually build something beautiful. So, my cat's starting to yell at me because she's doing this thing with her toy. Yeah, she catches it in her mouth and she walks around with it until I take it from her and throw it. So, I love you, and I just want you to sit with this information. If you've gotten to the end of this video, give me a green heart. Give me a green heart for Baba Ogun. Yes, my love. I'm about to throw it for you. Give me 1 second. Oh, and you guys know Ogun Energy scholarships close very soon. And for you guys who are like, what the hell is Ogun Energy? Ogun Energy is a 3-month creative immersion into stepping into your cutting edge erotic creativity. This is something that is going to literally break your heart open and push you into the space of actually being legendary and stop trying to force yourself to be ordinary. We're doing a lot of nervous system attunement. We're doing a lot of heart chakra work. We're also moving through the cycle of manifestation according to the Odu of Ifa. So I'm so excited. So many of you guys have signed up already, but the scholarships for that, if you need a financial blessing to join us, the scholarships for that close very soon. And I'll see you in my next video. Odavo.